Welcome to another drop of Voices of Innovation, the author series. So, really excited about sharing with you more of the authors of this book. And the book I'm referencing, of course, is Voices of Innovation. It's the second edition. It comes out July 17th. I got lucky. Publisher sent me a couple of advanced copies. So I'm actually holding the book. We're really excited about the book. And I'll tell you three or four reasons why. One is it's a best practice manual. So if you're there and you're trying to innovate healthcare, we often get a knock about not being innovative enough and not transforming enough as other industries. One reason is we're not sure how to innovate, but Virtua is, and our guest today, and you'll hear more about that. And about 35 other contributors to the book, they're all doing it. So we took the framework that HIMSS has on innovation and then gave 4 or 5 examples, real world, from around the globe of people and organizations actually leading innovation, and the results are amazing. So you'll hear about some of that today. So that's one of the reasons. Another reason is great. When people are doing great work, it's great to recognize them, like our guest today and Virtua Health. And then the most important one to me, they're all really important, but I know all of us as the authors and contributors, we're not taking any money. All of it is going to Mary Crowley Cancer Research. So for this second edition, all the monies from the profits for the royalties for those contributing go to Mary Crowley Cancer Research. And it's a research center that does phase 1 clinical trials. And if you know much about phase 1 clinical trials, that's where people go when they don't have much other hope. And so the mission there is hope lives here. I'm on the board there. It's just amazing, tearjerker every time I go to board meetings, seeing what's happening. And so that's what's cool about this. Not only does it add value and help organizations innovate, but man, we're raising money. You're raising money when you buy the book. And we'll drop how to buy the book. Pre-orders are available now. We'll drop it in the comments section. And the publisher's been very generous, despite the high price of the book, to offer a discount. So without any further ado, I want to introduce my friends and amazing innovators from Virtua Health. And, you all submitted a talk, or I say talk, but a paper around in our people and technology chapter, and around how you're doing incredible things with digital transformation, and you're leveraging some innovative governance. And so, TK, I thought I would start with you. Can you kind of tell us, generally, like what's the cool thing that you're doing around that and being able to achieve those kind of results?
Well, Ed, thanks so much for the opportunity to talk about this. And again, special kudos to you for being the herder in chief to get all of us stray cats together, get our ideas onto paper, and just the fact that the proceeds are going to such an amazing cause. Virtua has been living through digital transformation the last couple of years and longer. Other folks have as well, right? So we're not the only ones in this space. I think one of the things that we've been very proud of is the governance structure that we've had. I think governance structure gets such a bad rap because governance usually is synonymized with the word slowing down or no. And, there's a saying that we go by, how come there's always enough time to fix it, but there was never enough time to do it right the first time? And I think that's what we've used. It Governance helps us look for blind spots. Governance is not necessarily meant to slow things down. It does cause us to take a breath, and it just forces us to check ourselves at a couple key implementation points. And I think one of the key lessons for us here is we're a digital transformation office. We don't own the projects by ourselves. The IT team doesn't own the project by themselves. We always partner with an operator, and we co-own it and we co-share it. And the sponsoring executives from each operations, or there be digital team, et cetera, we both put our necks on the line for this. And if we're both not prepared to go after this, then we're not ready to do this right now. So I think that's what has been so important for us. Governance doesn't mean single dictatorship. It means shared governance, but it also means watching for blind spots.
No, that's super insightful. And I rushed through this and I forgot to do introductions, but we'll do them as we hit each of you. So TK, if I recall correctly, you're the Chief Digital Transformation Officer.
Yeah, and I get to work with an amazing team that keeps me completely on my toes. That's our digital transformation team.
Yeah, that's very cool. And I know one of, you talked about working closely with your clinicians, and I know I go by Dr. Angela because I have trouble with some last names every once in a while. But Dr. Angela, I know that you're a key part of this as well. Can you talk about, your role in this and how you make sure the clinical perspective is there?
Yeah, sure. So I'm the lead physician for telehealth at Virtua, and I have the absolute pleasure of working closely with the digital transformation office on our projects, particularly those that are clinical in nature. And so when we are spinning up another digital first practice or implementing a new tool for clinicians or patients alike, that's where I come in and try to offer the clinician perspective in terms of process and patient experience and clinician experience. And lucky for me, we've had plenty of projects in that arena to work on.
No, that's great. And Danielle, I know that nothing, TK already talked about it, how because he's a great leader. He's like, I'm a great leader. He didn't say this, but I'm saying it. He's a great leader because he knows how to surround himself with really strong people. And Danielle, I know you're kind of the one of the main operator leaders behind the scenes as well. Can you share with us your perspective? I know that you operationalize a lot of this.
Yes. Hi. Thank you, Ed. Echoing my team's comments. So I'm Danielle Wilson, and I also work in the digital transformation office at Virtua. And I agree. There are a lot of ideas and strategies that Tarun is working on at his level. But to really make these projects a reality, you need a strong engine that is operating and implementing these tools. And it really does take some diligence to get through all of the weeds. And I want to just touch back on that governance topic. The governance, like Tarun said, is not there to say no, right? And I want to talk about that blind spot. If we don't have teams checking and other departments checking what we're putting out there, once something is live, you could actually hit some additional roadblocks. So the fact that these other leaders sit on these governance structures and have a chance to chime in before a project is launched, we already have their insight and buy-in. So it's a much softer conversation and buy-in for the rest of the organization.
Yeah, those you all are dropping great nuggets of wisdom here, and again, the book is just full in your chapter, just full of more of that. And I know sometimes it takes a partnership as well. And Krishna, I know that as a CEO of ClickSoft, we didn't go into just because of the sake of time. And that's why we're just teasing people to go buy the book and read the book and get some details. But Virtua Health has done amazing things. Dr. Angela and Daniela were with me on a podcast, I don't know, a year or so ago. I was just blown away by all the amazing things. And I know that you've been a part of that as well. And so how, from a vendor perspective, how do you work with health systems to help them be successful?
Yeah, again, we are a digital health company, and we focus mostly on, innovating new workflows and working with companies like Virtua primarily to realize their vision of. So when Virtua came to us with a problem, we sat down with them and then created a drawing board and used our existing tools and created a new set of tools. So it's basically iterative process working with them in an agile fashion, so to say, starting with MVP and then putting it realization. So in a simple way, it's a scrappy innovation. So you do it as you go, and 100% is not required day one. And that's where Virtua team and we aligned so well during this innovation process. And then we launched the service through Virtua. And then that's one of the things that as a small company with a innovation mindset, we're able to find the right partner, and we're really thankful to Virtua. And also thanks to you for bringing that story to the limelight, and also for the cause that you're championing for.
Yeah, whenever people are doing great things, organizations doing things, especially on the clinical side, the business side is important too. I get it. But my heart's all about the clinical side, and what you're doing at Virtua Health is just amazing in your communities. I'm kind of jealous. Like sometimes I wish I lived up in my community. I won't tell you where I live for those who don't know already. But that's time for a different session altogether. But I really appreciate all the work that you all did, not just, actually making it happen and doing it, and obviously the benefits that accrue to your community that you serve. But from the book, it takes a while. It takes a little bit of effort to put together a chapter and put together your thoughts on paper and what you did, and then to be willing to share it. So I'm so thankful for all of you for giving that time, for showing up, just even recording a short video, just letting everyone know about the book. And again, it is a game changer. The feedback we got from edition 1, a game changer for many organizations, because they're not blessed necessarily to have people like yourselves. They might be a smaller organization. They might be someone who's never done innovation. Someone says, do innovation. What do I do? Well, there's a book now. And then obviously we're such a great community. Everyone can talk to each other. So thank you so much for being a part of this book and a part of our little author series for Voices of Innovation.
Again, thank you so much for the opportunity, Ed. We so appreciate it.